Hey Canucks fans, my name is RevTrev. Welcome to Kempner Canucks, and I'm so glad you're here because we're going to be talking about something that's a little truthful, controversial, and we're going to have to ask ourselves some big questions why. I believe that $1.6 million is a better contract than $11.6 million. Especially if the $11.6 million contract player isn't playing up to $11.6 million. What's happened this season is absolutely shocking what's gone on with this roster. It's been so difficult to watch. It's been embarrassing. It's been disappointing. It's been frustrating as Canucks fans. The fact of the matter is this season, Pius Suter has been better. Yes, I'm saying this because it's factual. Has been better than Elias Pettersson, our highest paid player, the fifth highest paid player in the NHL. Pius Suter has been better than Elias Pettersson. EP40 has been a huge disappointment. Now, it's not just offensively, but I'm believing the whole game. Now, I get it. Elias Pettersson is an elite defensive player. And everyone's like, listen, you can't get out of there. You can't get out of there and say, RevTrev, what are you talking about? Elias Pettersson is a sulky kind of guy. And it's like, I get it. Yes, he's very, very good at what he's doing. Like, he's a great defensive player. I am not downplaying that at all. But you do not. Listen, let me suggest this one more time. You do not pay a guy $11.6 million to be a defensive forward, a defensive center. That's not what you're paying Elias Pettersson to do. You're paying Elias Pettersson to not only play two-way hockey, but offensive hockey. And he has been a complete disappointment, and that's a fact. Now, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you go on my reels on Instagram, on Facebook, I don't know, I might have made a short for YouTube. I don't think I did. I should have. The excuses for Elias Pettersson are gigantuous. And we all want him to be elite. But at this stage, at this time, when you look back at this year, Elias Pettersson has not been better than Pius Suter. Why has Pius Suter been better this year than Elias Pettersson? Post it in the comments. Now, I want to talk to you about something. Offensively, we're going to get there. Let's go there right now. Let's just show you just the offensive side of things, okay? Let's just show you the offensive side, okay? This is the stats. Okay, Quinn Hughes in 61 games has 70 points, is clearly our best player, hands down. There's no arguing about it. But look at this. Pettersson in 64 games has had 45 points, but Suter 74 games, 42 points. And you're like, Trevor, clearly Elias Pettersson's played 10 less games, and he's got 3 points more. Well, look at Pius Suter has 22 goals. He's outscoring Elias Pettersson. Look at the power play goals. Elias has 7, which is awesome. Suter has 2. Shorthanded, this is what people don't think about. Everyone wants to talk about the defensive work of Pettersson, which it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's even great. But Pius Suter is amazing on the penalty kill. And in fact, has gotten, guys, look at this. 1 shorthanded goal there. He's also had 3 game-winning goals, and Pettersson has only 1. Now, do I think that Elias Pettersson is a better player than him? No, I do not. I think Elias Pettersson is the better player. But you know what I do like is that the money. What bothers me about this conversation, and this is maybe on what my other question is, are you concerned about Pius Suter has been better than EV40? And that we're having this conversation. Isn't that the concerning thing, that it's in a conversation that Pius Suter has been near or better than? All I know is those contracts are light years apart. And if you're getting similar production, you got to take Pius Suter every day of the week. Fortunately, we have them both. Has Pettersson actually been better? I don't think so. And if he has, okay, actually, let me rephrase it. I do think so. Elias Pettersson has been a tiny bit better. But when you're paying a guy $1.6 million and you're paying another guy $11.6 million, it shouldn't be close. It shouldn't be close. Now, everyone wants to say, well, he was injured. He had a rift with JT Miller. He's had bad line mates. He's had the coach doesn't like him. He's struggled with another injury. He's had another slump, and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You've got to find ways to be successful. And let's be honest, everyone. We've missed the playoffs, and we're going to miss the playoffs this year too. Good chance. Like we have a 1.9% chance or something stupid like that to make the playoffs at this stage. We're going to miss the playoffs 9 out of the last 10 seasons, and this is unacceptable. And some fans are calling for a rebuild. We have been rebuilding. We've been rebuilding. Okay? That is the crazy part about this whole thing. That's absolutely crazy. It's crazy that we're even having this conversation, and you're saying, well, we're not. It's you bringing it up. Actually, I'm not the only one talking about this. It's amazing to me. I watched that interview or that conversation. Was it Canucks Talk with Thomas Drance and who's his sidekick? I'm so sorry. I forgot your name. It's not Riccio. Anyways, you guys know. They actually started having this conversation on their channel. Drance was upset about even having this conversation, right? But when you're comparing contracts, when you're comparing production, when you're comparing all this stuff, everyone, you need to understand this. This is nuts that we're having the conversation because that's how bad Elias Pettersson is. And this is one of the reasons why we are not making the playoffs. Please post in the comments what you think. If you're watching this later, post in the comments. We have so much. I want to talk about, should we resign Pius Suter? Should we trade Elias Pettersson? We're going to get back on that at after this promo. I'm so glad you're here. Post your comments in here, and we're going to be talking about it in just a second. Here's the question I want to ask you. Should the Canucks re-sign? Why do I have a hashtag there? Oh, because I posted that online. Should the Canucks re-sign Pius Suter? If yes, for how much? Listen. I don't know if you're going to get this value again. We traded for Hedl. He's a third-line center, okay? He's a third-line center. injured, 5th concussion. He might not be back. This might be, we might have seen the last game of Hedl coming up. Like, we have to proceed with extreme caution with this guy. So we're talking right now. Some insane stuff. A guy I follow on X that I've been trying to get on the show, Pete Edwards, it's at Pete_gas, said this. Imagine if this Canucks team at center, if they trade Pettersson, lose Pius Suter to free agency, and Hedl can't play. Think about these scenarios. Let's just say we keep Elias Pettersson, we let Pius Suter walk, and we don't have Hedl. Who are we going to play at center, everyone? That is the crazy stuff. And I've seen people, was it Harrison Price? Somebody, I think it was them. No, Blake from Harrison Price said, listen, I love Pius Suter. He's a great player. He's had a great year for us. He can play forward. He can play center. But if he's our second line center, that we've got our heads in the sand thinking that this team can be a playoff contending team. How much is Pius Suter worth? How much he's going to get? Like, I thought he was going to get $3 million, right? 1.6 to $3 million. 22 goals. Are you kidding me right now? I think he's going to get $4 million at least from somebody. And he can play second line minutes if injuries happen. I think that's good money invested. The problem is we're paying Höglander $3 million, and now we're paying Drew O'Connor $3 million, and it's like we need centers. So I think we need to re-sign Pius Suter. And you're saying, Trev, be careful. He's only had one good year. Höglander only had one good year. We gave him $3 million. Drew O'Connor hasn't had a great year yet. I mean, I guess he had one good year, but he's playing with Crosby. So let's you know what I mean? Or Malkin. So can you not just give him a little grace and saying maybe he's worth I would pay $4 million for him, even if he's our third line center or he's on the wing or he just, and he can play penalty kill at the top with Bluger. Those guys are awesome together. I want Pius Suter back on this team. Because if you don't, right, then you would have Elias Pettersson, Hedl, if he comes back next season, which he might. Then you got Bluger and Amon, Ratu. Like, this is what we're talking. Unless and everyone's like, we're going to get Sam Bennett. I want to get Sam Bennett. Don't get me wrong. But maybe Sam Bennett doesn't want to come to Vancouver. Have you ever thought of that? He's in Florida, loving life, getting zero tax or little tax, whatever it is. If we don't get Sam Bennett, who do we got? I think the Canucks should re-sign Pius Suter. Then it goes into the next question. Should our Canucks trade EP40? My answer has always been, depends what we get in return. If we get way better return than we did at JT Miller, I think we got to consider it. I think we got to consider it, everyone. And you're like, what are you talking about, Trev? Like, they have clearly picked JT Miller over Pettersson. Yes, they have. But I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if before July 1st, Pettersson gets dealt. Do not be surprised if Pettersson does not finish his contract with the Vancouver Canucks. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I think I would be surprised because I'm like, man, I can't believe these guys have like the balls of steel. You know what I mean? They just move people. It's crazy. But they have already tried to trade Pettersson twice, from what I've heard. Twice. Should the Canucks trade AP40? I think the answer is depends on what you get in return. If you don't get good return, do not trade him. But that is a terrible contract for a long time if he does not produce. The real question is, will our Canucks trade EP40? And a lot of you are going to sit here and go, Trev, you're out to lunch. The Canucks are not going to trade EP40. Well, they almost did last year. And this year, there was rumors that he was on the table again. there were rumors that they're going to trade them both, Miller and Pettersson. Isn't that wild? Think about the Jim Rutherford interview with Gary Mason from the Globe and Mail. Think about the Patrick Allvin interview about how disappointed he was and is with Elias Pettersson, and how these guys are talking about he can't handle the pressure. They knew when he was going to get this big contract, there was going to be an extra level of pressure, and they're saying he can't handle it, and he has not met their expectations. He has been a disappointment. So will they trade him? I'm not sure. Should they trade him? Depends what we get. But if you think about it, we're having the conversation, everyone, that Pius Suter has been close to EP 40 this season. That's how bad it is. That's how disgusting it is. All right, let's get into some comments. Rod is here. Hello, RevTrev. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Love having you here. Speaking of which, Brian, glad to have you here. Suter better than EP40. I mean, is this worth? Let's talk. Let's talk, right? I know. Popeye is here. Rod is pumped. Okay, David says, Nick Suzuki this month has scored more goals, 3 over 2 games, than EP40 over his past 6 games, just 2, has scored. Suzuki is more a complete player. Yeah, he is. He is. Suter has gotten like 16 points in the last number of games. 8 goals, 8 assists. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Steve, welcome to the channel. Good to have you back. The guys on Sportsnet 650 were totally bagging on Suter one week. Then lately they have a different tune. I mean, what's the expectation? He's making $1.6 million. Like, this guy has exceeded all expectations, hasn't he? So, Luke, you're here. Fly Swatter, how's it going? YouTube was recommending all these old Pettersson videos. It's amazing how much he's declined this year. The difference is day and night. I agree. Mike says, I'm concerned we have one player that's power play goal, PPG, when we've been pretty much against the cap. Is that what he means? What's PPG mean? Is that power play goal? Paying $4+ million for fourth liners has to stop too. Suter's not a fourth liner. He's not a fourth liner. But I think the other guys is where we got to be concerned for sure. Oh, speaking of which, Mike, thanks for bringing this up, because everyone who gets angry at me and saying, you know what, Pettersson's been good this year. No, he has not been. Kevin Bieksa said that he's playing like a third-line center. A third-line center, making the 5th most in the NHL. That is highway robbery, everyone. So, Matt says the team is literally playing better without Petey in the lineup. That says a lot, doesn't it? Steve says, the Pettersson situation reminds me of the Bure situation. He was great until he got paid. Rod is still cheering this team on. Steve says, it is a possibility that Pettersson gets traded. I think it is. Popeye wants us to sign Suter back for $3.2 million. I think he's going to get 4. Don't sign him. Don't re-sign him. Okay, you don't want him back. David W says, well, Carey Price, no doubt, stood on his head during, yeah, they end up paying him $10 million a season. He also got a bonus, which is insane too, right? So ever professional. Yeah, I'm not ready to write off Ketel's career, but it may be that he goes on LTIR. Maybe. I mean, you can't make a mistake there, right? Suter and Besser should have been moved at the deadline. Yeah, if you don't resign them both. But if you resign them both, then no. The answer is no. Suter, based off production, will get at least $4 million a year, likely around 4.5. Yep. Cato wants us to tank. Minor Tail, good to see you. Suter is good. He's really good in my books. Kelly Duncan is here saying resign Suter. He has earned it and keep EP40. I'm guessing he will have a comeback season next season. That's possible. Trade Besser for center. Remember, we got JT Miller from Rangers when he was a bottom 6. I don't think we're going to be able to trade Besser before the season ends. But it's a possibility. Mike says, I want to keep Suter, move Pettersson and Höglander. Wow, that's a bold statement. If we are keeping Tocchet, Höglander needs to go. He's a 10-minute guy under him. Cato, I want Sam Bennett for sure, but I'm nervous. I don't think he's going to come to this mess either. It depends. I mean, unless you offer him $9 million, he might come. He might come. $3 million for around 10 goals is a lot of money. I agree. Carol, good to see you. Welcome. I would be shocked if we traded Pettersson. I'm at the stage where I'm like, I would be and wouldn't be at the same time. Popeye says Suter is one of those guys who does a little of everything. Keeping EP40 says a lot about their Swedish bias. David W. says re-signing Pius Suter for over $4 million per season would be insane, but signing him for less than that would be more reasonable. Somewhere between he's not getting 2.5. I'm telling you right now, he is not getting anything under $3 million. You're telling me after the season he just had, you're going to sign him for less than Höglander, less than Joshua, less than Drew O'Connor? Come on, David. You know it. I know it. He's going to get $3+ million. I would say he's going to get 4 at least. And yeah, he's getting at least 4. Some team's going to overpay. Are we going to trade Pettersson? I agree. Depends on what we get. Should we? I mean, as was the question. I don't think the Canucks trade Pettersson because Hughes and Pat Bryson. Who's Pat Bryson? I don't know what that means. Okay. I heard that Pettersson and Hughes are good buddies, but if you get something good in return, I'm telling you, Hughes wants to win. Even if Pettersson is on 8 million times 8 years, I would say it's too much. For this year, it would have been. Mike says it shows Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford are clueless. They made JT Miller and Pettersson's PDs feud public and lowered any trade value substantially. They claim that everyone knew about this already. They knew there was a feud before they arrived. Maybe you deal one of them earlier. I agree. I think they failed that, but I think they also tried to make it work. They tried and tried and tried and then realized they couldn't. Samson, I'm more and more impressed with Suzuki. Absolutely. Hey, Carol, thanks so much for asking. My family's doing really good. My son is coming back from Belize tomorrow. He'll be back tomorrow. My daughter's coming back from Europe this week or next week. So I'm excited. Point per game. Yeah. Big Hog is in the building. Good to see you. Sam says JT Miller has more points than EP4 he has all year. Yeah. The PD hater. That's hilarious. I love it. Yeah, I hate how he's playing. I'll tell you that right now for free. How's that for a Bo or reference? The team is playing better without Pettersson. Dude, take out that loss and let's talk. Let's talk. But I do think the team is better with Pettersson. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's much better right now because that's how bad he's playing. What's happening to our offense happened to Arizona and Tocchet in year 3 too. They played decent 1 year, great year 2, and started to rebuild years 3 and 4. That's an interesting take. Jack says EP40 has been trash, no doubt about it. I have hope he turns it around in the summer. We saw little signs lately. I doubt he gets moved considering his ceiling, and I doubt we get anything of value. We did get JT Miller from Tampa. Yep. For a first-round pick. David says, Trev, what are your thoughts about how management has moved on from their mistakes? I like how they do that. They try to fix their mistakes quickly. Yeah. But I didn't like the JT Miller one, but he had a no movement clause, and that's why you couldn't get much for him. So why do so many people want Sam Bennett? Because he is a rugged, tough, playoff type centerman who's won a Stanley Cup, who's been great. plays on Team Canada at the Four Nations. I don't know what it is not to like about him. Can we afford to pay $9 million for Sam Bennett? That's the big question. It's the big question. Maybe. I say we move the farm for Jack Hughes. I don't care if it's 10 firsts. He's a stud. Well, he's been injured the last 2 years. I wouldn't do 10 firsts. Yeah, he would definitely re-sign if we got him. 10 firsts is too many. Sam Bennett is a good center. He's 28, has some grit. He's good for 20, 25 goals. Exactly. He's exactly what we need. Plus, his injuries. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, if Suter walks, who the Canucks will go for with the per team roster cap salary go up to $95 million for next season. Pretty much anything goes on just who is that suitable Suter replacement. Yeah, we don't know. If we had have traded for Norris, it would have made it harder for Hughes to leave us for sure. I agree. I agree. The problem with EP is he's so slow this year. Off-season training should help. Yep. Canucks are on an 11-game win streak. The absurd Canucks. I know. That's awesome, but bad for Vancouver Canucks because, like, we're terrible. The Canucks last night, the Kraken seemed to quit hard while over at the Bell Center, the Habs dominated the Bruins. Yeah. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Yeah, not 10 first, maybe 9. Probably not 10. I'm just spitballing. Elving would figure out the value. The point is that they need to do anything to keep Quinn Hughes. Captain Quinn needs to stay. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. I wanted to make a quick video about this tonight. The sad news is Suter is making 1.6, and he's having as good or better of a season than Elias Pettersson. That's concerning to me. That's very concerning to me. I don't know how to fix this. There are so many holes right now on this Canucks roster, and we're not making them playoffs. It's been embarrassing, disappointing, frustrating, any kind of word, adjective that you can say. It's been that and more. All right. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Thanks for watching my channel. And leave a comment. You know, you may agree or disagree. That's totally fine. And you're welcome to disagree with me on this one. But wow, I want to sign I want to sign Pius Suter, and I'm open to trading Elias Pettersson. Yes, you've been saying this for a while now. Depends on what we get in return. Have a good night. And I'm going to be at the game on Saturday. Ducks versus Canucks. Going with 2 of my friends, my co-workers. We're going to the game. So I won't have a live stream on Saturday night. Have a good night, everyone. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend and that we beat the Ducks and we beat the Vegas Knights Saturday and Sunday. Go Canucks, go.
Wow.